Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello dear friends, welcome back to Spiritism and the Media here on Kardec Radio. And today I would like to bring again a text from the book Our Daily Bread from the Spirit Emmanuel by Francisco Cândido Xavier. The number of this text is number 77, To Respond. So it is, first we have this text from Paul. So Paul says in the Colossians 4:6, let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. And then we have the explanation by Emmanuel. So Emmanuel says, to respond advantageously to heterogeneous intelligence requires superior qualities that the individual should make an effort to achieve. Not all the arguments can be directed distinctly to the collectivity of comrades that strive among themselves in the evolving and redeeming tasks. It is necessary to refute each one with certainty. To the one that works in the country, we should not respond with references to the spectacular activities of the city. To the person that discusses the roughness of his own individual path, we should not reply with highly scientific remarks. So I'd like to stop here just for us to think a little bit about that, about how he's saying about the arguments and the way that we talk to each individual group and how we can relate that when we are talking about spreading the teachings of Jesus, the teachings of the Spiritism as well. So to each group of people that we are talking to, we need to spread it or to bring it in a different way. As we can see on the TV, for example, we have to think about a show for the kids is different from a show to adults. If you think about a sports show, it's different from a variety one. So because the people that watch those shows are different, the group of people that watch each one of those shows are different. If you think about magazines, we have a variety of magazines, and each one of them has a different style, so depending on the reader. And here he's saying that as well. Each time we're going to talk to a different group of people, we need to talk with those words, with those examples that they can relate to their lives. So the same thing, for example, if we are talking about here with Spiritism, if we are talking to a certain group of people, if we are talking about the teachings for kids, it's different from the teachings that we are bringing to teenagers or to adults, and depending on the adults group as well. If someone who has never saw Spiritism, doesn't know anything about that, doesn't have any background, religious background, we are going to approach that in a different way than to a person who already knows a little bit about it. So it's very important when we're talking about the mission that we have, or not the mission, or the task that we have as Spiritists to bring those teachings to others. We need to see the way we are going to bring those teachings to a different group of people as well, so they can relate it to their own lives and they can better understand what we are saying, and we can apply that to any different situation in our own lives as well. And then Emmanuel says, first of all, it is imperative not to be disagreeable to the listener, tempering the verbal attitude with legitimate comprehension of the problems in life. It would be considered as our duty to make a contribution so that those who have deviated from simplicity and usefulness can be readjusted. And every response in an important matter is a remedy. It is indispensable to temper the proper dose aiming at the effects. Each individual will tolerate and benefit from the proper dynamism. The very solution of truth and love in themselves should not be given without observing the same criteria. If applied in inadequate proportions, the truth could destroy, as often as love commonly loses. So the same way, let's in this way, let's see Jesus' example. Jesus came here to bring us the truth when he was here among us 2,000 years ago, but he didn't bring all the truth at once. He brought the truth that we were ready to receive at that time. And the same apply here. We've been trying to understand those teachings and the truth for the last 2,000 years, and it's being also a daily challenge to all of us to try to understand it, to try to apply it in our daily lives. So imagine if he had brought all the truth, all the information, many informations we are not ready to receive it, and we don't know how to relate that to our own lives. And the same way, when we are spreading that truth, we need to understand that each person we are spreading is in a different situation. And it's like the parable of the seed. We can bring the seed to very different soils. The seed is going to grow into a plant, into a tree, according to the soil where it is. Some soils are still rocky soils, some soils are very dry, some soils they're ready to receive the seed. The same applies to all of us, and the same applies when we are bringing those seeds, when we are those people bringing the seeds to others. Depending on the soils, we are going to bring different seeds, or to understand that the seeds are not going to grow the same way, that not all the seeds that we receive grow at the same time. We still have some seeds that are growing little by little, some other seeds are taking longer, but the same applies to all of us. And then Emmanuel says here, even though you are questioned by the greatest evildoer, you should remain a pleasant and dignified manner. You should maintain a pleasant and dignified manner in order to be clear and informative. Knowing how to respond is a virtue from the sphere of celestial wisdom. For your own good, do not forget the best method of caring for each individual. So we need to know the way to care for each individual as we want to be cared in a certain way, or we need to be cared in a certain way, different from the ones around us. So it's the same thing, do unto others what you like them to do unto yourself. And to finish here our meeting, I would like to bring, as usual, teaching from the book Happy Life by Joana de Angelis, channeled by Divaldo Franco. I'm going to open it randomly. So it's lesson 174. True courage shows in the way we face life's daily battles. Courage should not be confused with recklessness. Courage is calm, persevering, lucid, and creative, whereas recklessness is desperate, aggressive, and irritable. Courage is born of faith that knows what it wants and strives to achieve it. It is undiminished when facing obstacles and does not lose its strength through time. It thinks before acting and draws illumination from the ideal when on the battlefield. Show your courage through balanced, correct action. Thank you so much for your company. May God be with all of us. See you next week.